But yeah,
Um,
guys, we're talking possibly the most gayest show of Y2K of all
mhm.
time. The one, the only
Perfect.
Xena Warrior Princess. The big
Yes.
one.
Yeah, we're talking about Xena today. I did want to ask you a few setting up, establishing questions. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes just to see if anybody else
Yeah,
filters in. I think that's a common theme. Share. We're gonna see Xena
that's
being
why
a
it's a very important show to talk about because it was revolutionary for a lot of people, for lesbians, for bisexuals, a lot of people. This was a
yeah.
major show for them. Let me invite a whole bunch of random people
Yeah. Well, I mean, sure. Invite
if
whoever you
they're
want. Yeah, and
available.
if you're in
I'm
here,
just
if
going to
you could
send it to them.
help us by tapping the screen, we would always appreciate it. So one thing I did want to talk about was
Hmm.
how Xena is different than other shows, and the
Oh
fact that
yeah.
it was what they call a first run syndication show. And if you don't know what that means, it means that no single network owned the show. It
Hmm.
was owned by a production company and it could literally air on any local syndicated network.
Yeah. So
And
you could see
that,
it on Fox. You could see it on UPN.
yeah, yeah,
In
just
my
depending.
area, I think it was usually on Fox, but depending on what network you were in or like where you were in the country, it could have been anywhere. So,
Yeah, it was on ABC for me for a
hmm,
while, and then it switched to like USA Network for reruns, and I think our local channel when that happened stopped carrying it, which was weird. But yeah, so September 4th, which is a day after this show would have aired a day after my ninth birthday, so that's hilarious. I I did not I was not quite aware of that until I just looked up.
that's
Yeah,
funny.
but I
Yeah.
would have been, and that sounds right with everything that I know about my friend from elementary school that was obsessed with the show, and um, yeah, it was her show, and it couldn't be my show for that reason, and
Yes.
that's
You
silly.
said that on another live that it's like you had your show and she had her show. And that is so, that's age appropriate for that age. That's
Hmm.
everybody was like, no,
Yeah, like
it's
some people
fine.
have boy bands that they fought over.
No,
No,
you
I
got
had Buffy and
instinct. You
she
got
had
Backstreet
Xena,
Boys.
and that was
Yeah. That's funny. That is so funny. But yeah, no.
yeah.
Look
You're
who's
never
on.
allowed to like Lance Bass. Exactly.
Representing with the
Hi,
sword.
Aaron. I mean, if you're gonna crush on any member of Lance or of NSYNC, Lance is the one, right? I mean, absolutely, Summer. We will check out your Xena edits.
Yeah.
If you follow me, I will follow you back. That's true of anybody in the room. So,
Following.
um, thanks for coming in, guys, and
Thanks
thanks
for
for
having me.
liking the live.
I'm getting this
Um,
in here so we can have a little something something. But no, I made an outline about different things in the show, why it was revolutionary, um, cultural impact,
yeah,
and
I'm
all of
gonna
that.
turn it over to you. I do want to do a few more like asking about
Absolutely.
your experience with
Oh,
Xena.
sure. Yeah, definitely.
Um,
Um, so I was born in '89. So when the show came out, I would have been like six
oh,
ish.
yeah.
So I was pretty young. But the thing was, the show ran a lot through syndication and then reruns. And I saw bits and pieces of it while it was still in its main run. But it was actually the reruns on sci-fi is when I
Mm,
really started watching it, which that would have been like late 2001, like early 2002. So either the show had just ended or like it was almost over.
hmm.
But what was weird about that is so we had like cable TV at the time when we had moved into a new house, right? But so my dad's like, I'm sick of paying for this cable. So he he told the guy to come and kill the cable, right? But I guess the guy made a mistake and somehow we still had like six or seven channels like in the 60s.
Oh,
And some of those channels were sci-fi, the National Geographic channel, the Travel Channel, and like Oxygen, and like one other random thing. So, like, no Cartoon Network, no MTV, none of that. But I had like these really random channels. And so sci-fi would play Xena a lot. So I just remember watching this and being like, oh, this is exciting. People are kicking ass and stuff. And, and I had watched like other supernatural stuff like Buffy, and I had watched like, you know, the WB had a lot of those
Yeah.
supernatural type of shows. So like I was like watching that. It's amazing. But it was funny because like I would have been like 11, maybe 12-ish. I don't know. But so it was just kind of an accident that I was like able to watch it like the way I was, because we just so happened to have like that random channel like on the TV. But anyway, so like I'm
There are a
watching,
lot of stories like that
yeah,
that
I'm
I've
watching
seen
the show
people. Yeah.
and I'm like wow, this is exciting. Ooh, I'm really getting into this storyline. But then I remember like there was one episode I was watching it and I just felt like, whoa. And I think it was like, I'm trying to remember which episode it was. I believe it was in the third season. And it's like the episode where Gabrielle gets really sick or really injured.
Mm.
And like basically Xena has to fight off an entire army to try to like protect her. And I remember like something about like Xena was sleeping and then Gabrielle was like stroking her face or something like that. And yeah, one against her.
Yeah, one against an army.
Thank
Look
you,
at all
Ariel.
these
Thank you.
Xenites in the chat. Is that what
Thank you.
that?
And I just remember like something stirred in me and I was like, what's this? And
Yeah,
like
yeah, for
what's
sure.
going on? And then so like I continued to like watch it, and then as the seasons like went on, because they were trying to play them in order, usually on sci-fi. Now sometimes things would be a little out of order,
Hmm.
but like for the most part they were in order. So I was like watching everything, and things kept getting like sexier and sexier, and like the Amazons, and like I just remember watching an episode where they were doing some ritual, and then they were like like taking like the leaves and like whipping each other with them, and I was like under the full moon and I'm like and it
What I
was
love about the show too, like season 2 and 3, they're bathing together a lot,
right. I mean,
like
obviously the hot tub
like
time,
all the time.
the
That's
hot
just what they did. They hung out in hot tubs together
the hot
because why
tub
not?
times
Hey
was
Sarah,
definitely,
we're talking about Xena for anybody that's just
yeah,
coming in.
it was the hot tub, and then like the girls just want to have fun with the vampire Bacchae girls too, with the whole neck thing, and oh man, and I'm just like, but of course, at the time, me being raised, in a very like conservative household, I'm like, you can't watch this, already. Like I was feeling bad about it.
Mhm.
But I was like, well, if I watch it down here, nobody's gonna know, like in the basement on the dinosaur like giant rear projection TV. So I was just like, okay, I'm watching this, and also the show is just so ridiculous and campy
Mhm.
that yeah, I said girls just want to have fun. Um, that I feel like I'd watch it and then like my mom and dad would be like, this is so stupid. Like they didn't like the slapstick like humor and like the campiness of it, but I
Yeah.
love it. I love stupid crap like that. Like I'm a very theatrical person though, so like that's why. But I would watch it and I think a lot of stuff would just go over their head. And that's why I wasn't banned from watching it.
Yeah.
Because
Well, and that's a huge part of what Xena is, right? Is subtext, and it's
Mhm.
depending on how you're looking at it and how closely you're watching it, right? For sure.
There says the
Yeah.
amount of things I watched on the upstairs TV away from my parents.
I think that's a huge part of our generation in general is like what what we weren't watching with our parents. Well, I guess it's probably true of other generations too, because now they have all these things to watch on their own private devices.
Mhm.
Um,
Also had
but yeah, I did a little bit of research about kind of what they were trying to do with the subtext once the
right.
network or once the production company got wind of how gay it really was and how they still um, found loopholes where they could, um, because it was Universal that owned the production company, and so they kind of forbid, I guess is the word, any official calling them a couple, but obviously they got around that by using words like soulmates. But even before that, we see body swapping in the episode. I think it's called The Quest, right?
Yes.
Um,
Hmm. Where Xena swaps bodies with one of their companions. This I guess
he's played by Bruce Campbell. I don't remember the
this
character.
Lancer character called Autolycus.
Autolycus.
He's basically, he declares himself the king of thieves. So he's kind of like one of those chaotic neutral characters, which he's not really bad, he's not really good, but he's always out for himself, and as long as the money's good, that's where he's at. And so there's a situation where they get swapped bodies, and so like at the very end of the episode, after Xena does whatever weird like spirit world crap she's got to do, um, they're like kissing, but like Autolycus is
Well, it's
in the
cut. It's
body of
cut. It
Xena.
cuts away to like
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Gabriel
Yeah.
talking to Xena's soul, basically.
Right. So
And
I
we
was
see
trying to
them.
remember if it's like at the time, like Autolycus is Xena, and but so
Yeah.
it's Autolycus's body, but then like in that like spiritual realm, you see Xena, and then it switches,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden Autolycus is like
Yeah.
back in his body,
You
and
see
he's
them lean in
"What's
really
going on?"
slowly.
Yeah.
And the best thing about that whole scene and why I
Yeah.
remember it is like he doesn't know that the kiss happened, but afterwards Gabrielle says, is it like something about like, oh, your hand's on my ass or
Yeah, and
butt,
he's like-
or
he's like-
can you get your hand off my
He's
butt?
like, what just happened?
I was like, so Xena was grabbing your butt. Like,
Yeah, it was
obviously,
Xena
if
all
this
along.
guy.
Yeah. But of course, because, people aren't paying attention, like, that's how they got over it. But also, there was like a platonic kiss in the episode where a sort of platonic kiss, where Gabrielle gets married with Courtesy. And the thing is, like, that looks so like wedding like that Liz Friedman, one of this producers, was like, ooh, we got to be careful with this one, people are going to get confused. Thank you. In Return of Callisto. Yeah, I don't have all the episodes memorized, but like I watched
I love that so many.
But we've got
there's some great Xenites in this chat that
great people in the chat
help us out
with episode titles and everything. So but yeah, no, like, and I remember Liz Freeman was like, oh guys, this is gonna look not so good, so maybe we need to downplay that. And I guess a lot of people, it threw them off because, like, when they do, hey, on the next episode, like they used to do in the 90s, I don't think they showed anything like that. And then people were like, whoa, what's going on? And also, here's another thing. In the original opening theme, there's like a scene where Xena is being all seductive with Draco, the warlord, but he's got long hair. And also Liz Friedman was like, hey, that's going to look like she's seducing a woman. And when I was a kid, I thought it was a woman at first. And I remember being like, whoa.
That's so funny.
So yeah, like there was...
You're like, this is good.
I was like, what's this show? So like there was a lot of really interesting things like that. But for me, it was just like there was nothing. There was no representation at all. Like if you are like an older millennial or like a mid-millennial and you're like a gay person, like that was literally it. Like I cannot think of anything else that was comparable at the time, because like the L Word didn't even like come out to like the late 2000s.
2004.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Mid 2000s. And so and I'm trying to think of any other...
Well, I mean, there's Willow and Tara, which would have been 2001-ish, but still most of this happens before that. And also, like, a lot of people were aware of the subtext with Willow and Tara. I mean, it got really sexy subtextually quick. I don't think it was as subtle and as, like, comical as Xena was. And I think they got away with a whole lot because it was, played off as just goofy hijinks. Um, but then in the end, right? I mean, they do. I mean, they go through a whole like. I mean, there's multiple like soulmate trials. I'm trying to think of Return of the Valkyrie, um, where like she's in a like a magically induced coma. Gabrielle is right, and there's like a true love's kiss. Like,
Oh yeah,
are we?
we're doing the whole princess storyline where like Gabrielle, she is like entwined in vines, and like we've even got mythical Norse characters that are like
Yeah.
cheering them on, like yeah, like get your girl, and like there's a kiss and it wakes her up just like some fucking like Sleeping Beauty stuff, and of course that was the sixth season, so they knew that they were being canceled in the sixth season, so they kind of just they went full on and said, okay, we're just gonna go with it, because I remember the networks telling them in season 5 they had to tone it down, and that's why a lot of people hated season 5, because season 5, I don't know if they had to like throw out certain scripts, or they had to like completely redo the storyline or something, because a lot of people just felt like the storyline was really bad. Also, Lucy Lawless got pregnant, so it was like that probably was not part of the plan, and so then they had to like scramble. They were like they had to downplay the subtext. Lucy Lawless.
Thanks for the heartbeat.
So yeah, the Ring trilogy and When the Fates Collide. See, me personally, I kind of just wished the series would have ended with the Fates Collide. Personally, because I hated the ending so much. I would have been much happier if they just ended it with the Fates Collide. Like I do this thing, like when I watch the last season of Xena, where I watch episodes out of order, so
Oh,
that
what is the spaghetti order?
Oh,
These nights watch it in spaghetti order.
yeah.
I need to.
Explain the spaghetti. Well, I'm trying to remember the exact order of that. So basically, the finale of the show was horrible, and everyone hates it. And if there's anybody who
Bury your
hasn't watched the
gaze.
show,
It's a bury your
if
gaze.
people haven't watched the show yet for some reason, I don't want to spoil it. But the ending is very bad. It makes people mad, and it's a 2-part episode. So what a lot of people do is they'll watch the episodes out of order, and they'll put the official ending like the last 2 episodes, and then what they'll do is they'll watch the Fates Collide.
Yeah,
undo.
I see it. Yep. Summer says Friends in
Yeah.
Need Part 1 and 2, and then
Yes.
Fates Collide.
Right. So basically what that does is the Fates Collide episode, because we have a timeline altering, will undo what happened in A Friend in Need Part 1 and 2. And that is how I watch it, and that's how many fans watch it, because it just makes everybody mad if you watch it in the official
I will make
order.
a note of that for sure.
Yeah. So yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about. I mean, we can come back and discuss the episodes a little bit more in depth, but do you want to talk about like fandom and what cons you've gone to and that kind of?
I've made a list of stuff. So we kind of talked about the subtext a little bit, and how they put a lot of these like little like tongue-in-cheek jokes, or have placed them in interesting situations that are suggestive. Like
we're just doing an overview. I have a podcast, and I highlight a lot of like things. Xena was never my thing. I have this story where there was a girl in elementary school that I was in love with, and Xena was her thing, and we fought over it. And so then I took Buffy as my thing. But I love Xena. I've seen it all. This is kind of like the start of my journey back into Xena through my adult gay lens, I guess, is where I'm at. So.
And, since this podcast is called Gay2K, I can't think of any other Y2K property that is gayer than Xena, with it going into the early 2000s, how we have that like mid to late 90s into early 2000s like thing going on. So yeah, I was like thinking about the subtext, like I was saying, and how we were covering that. It was kind of like I did like a little like summary about that. And what I really liked is, like you were saying, the characters, they were referred to as soulmates.
Mhm.
Um, I think that there really hadn't been a portrayal of two women like in the lead, two like in the lead roles
Mhm.
like that.
Right.
That was really not a thing that you saw. That wasn't just caricatures, like a Lucy and Ethel situation. Like this was like in an actual drama. They were their own heroes, warriors and leaders who just happened to kind of just fall in love gradually. And
Right.
the show was not just about that. Obviously, it was about redemption. It was about good and evil, about facing your shadow, about character growth. That's what I really like about Gabrielle's character in particular. Has one of the best growth and character arcs that I have seen on TV. Like, because she just goes from being like this pretty one dimensional, like sidekick character, to really, really holding her own as her own warrior and going through all of these emotional toils and trials. Like she, in the fourth season, she has her pacifist arc where she's like, I'm not going to carry a dagger. I'm not going to carry a sword. I will only have like a staff and I will defend myself only. I will not like cause deadly harm to people anymore. But then, she ends that path after a very, very horrible episode where Xena is about to die and she has to like save her. And yeah. Yeah, and it never seemed rushed. Yeah, there was a lot of work that went into the storylines. Now, was it completely good all of the time? No. Yeah, and she like gets rid of the staff. That's right, she gets rid of the staff completely in that one episode during the Indian arc.
Mhm.
But there's just a lot. So she goes like at one point she's a pacifist, and then she's like, nope, I'm going to go back to fighting, and all of that. So there's just I really like how her character evolves throughout the season. What did it say? I made all these notes and I had to print it out because I can't do my phone at the same
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
time.
Are there Xena comics?
There
Are there?
were
I feel
there
like
were
there has
Xena
to
comics.
be.
Yeah, there were Xena comics, and then a couple years ago they started re-releasing the comics where their relationship is explicit at this point. Kind of like they did something similar with the Legend of Korra. So at the very
Yeah,
very
the
end,
Legend of Korra is retcon, so
yeah.
yeah,
So
they
at
follow
the
that.
end of that, they had them get together, but there was like no kiss. But then they had a comic series about them too, and then they're like explicitly together too. So, yeah. So they did comics. They did that. There were so many Xena like merchandise things that were really weird. Like there's like a role playing like D&D based game like you could buy, and I actually have the copy of it
I was
where
gonna say I want that.
yeah, no, I have it. It's on my desk over here. But like there were lots of really, really weird merchandise that was sold for Xena. It was a very popular show.
I feel like the
Yeah.
90s was a time of, I hate to be like before the, 9/11. I
Yeah.
feel like there was a lot of fandom products, and like just everything had like a spin-off and like a spin-off product, not necessarily like a spin-off show. But yeah, it's interesting. Like yeah, there's like Buffy trading card game and stuff, and it's like
Yeah, and they had Xena had trading cards
Mhm.
too. They had all types of stuff. Now a lot of the stuff is hard to find, and some of it'll like catch a pretty penny on the secondhand market. But like there was a time you could go to the store and buy action figures and stuff like that, and they had like costumes for Halloween. I mean, like it was a pretty big property, and somewhat kid friendly, but I wouldn't call it exactly kid friendly. But I certainly knew a lot of children who did watch it, and so
Yes, absolutely.
it kind of had like a crossover. Like I think a lot of adults like to watch it, a lot of kids like to watch it, a lot of straight people like to watch it, a lot of gay people like to watch it, and especially bi people. Because let's be honest, everybody, Xena is not a lesbian. She is the best bisexual representation that's ever existed on TV, in my opinion.
Right.
In my
And
opinion, yeah.
what I love about it too is like I think the more that we learn about sexuality, the more we can see like those you can be more romantically attached to women but sexually attracted to both. You could be the and I think for Xena, sexually she is attracted to either, but maybe not
There,
romantically.
she did seem to have more of affinity for the women romantically, but because there were multiple women too. It wasn't just like, oh, Gabrielle and then all these men. No, there were women too that she was in other relationships to or had some sort of connection with. And yeah, she definitely liked both. So when people call her a lesbian icon, I know that that's like to say, at the time, that's what it was.
Yeah.
But do I think the character is lesbian? No. Like, I don't. I think that she's bisexual. Now, Gabrielle, on the other hand, I have like my own personal canon about Gabrielle. I feel like Gabrielle was a comp het lesbian. So she like forced herself to be with guys, but then like realized over time that she's like, this is not my jam. And you notice that too. It's kind of interesting over the course of the series. There's less and less of the guy of the week for her. So me personally, now, someone's saying that Steven Sears, one of the writers, that's how he wrote her character. See, I've read that too. I don't know if that's really what they were going for, but for me, that is what I choose to believe.
Right, and even if you're not explicit, I mean, her whole journey is she only knew one life path, right? And she didn't want it. And she meets Xena and goes off and has a whole
really young too when she was like, screw this. Honestly, it reminded me of myself. I was like, oh, this is not for me. Like really early on, I was like, no. Like I am not going to be able to do what people are expecting of me. Like it was pretty much it was no. Like, and so if let's say Gabrielle is like 18 years old when she's this tall, dark, and gorgeous warrior woman, is like, I want to go with you, beautiful. Yeah, that's so gay.
That's so Gabrielle fell first, but Xena fell harder. Oh, that hurts.
Yes. I love that.
Oh, man.
It's so true, but like that's so gay though. Like to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave everything behind and get with this tall, dark, and gorgeous older woman. Like that's just such a gay thing to do.
Take me away from everything I've known, gorgeous older woman. Why not?
Like, that's gay. It's really gay. So, let me see, what else did I say? I think another thing that was really, really interesting about this show is the fandom aspect of the show. This was obviously during the infancy of the internet. So that was like dial-up time. So we didn't have very high speed of internet back then. So this would have been a time where forums and V-Bulletin reigned supreme. So the message boards. So I was of a time where the message boards were king.
Sorry, there's a comment that says I want Xena to beat me up.
Right? I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't? She's amazing. Like, also, I really liked when like they chopped Gabrielle's hair off. Like, I thought she got 10,000 times sexier. Like, there's like two types of women I like, and it's basically like I swear, like I really like a dark stoic like chick. Or like a dom femme. Like now we're getting into my life. It's probably a little too far.
Whatever you want to share. That's all.
I love like a plucky, like indie, like Gabrielle type of like, but also like I'm cute, but I'm still gonna kick your ass. Like I like them too. Like I don't know, like. But anyway, it's So fandom, it was interesting with all of that. There was a major, like there were a lot of websites dedicated, fan websites dedicated to the show, but more importantly, fan fiction ruled supreme in the Xena Warrior Princess, and I guess to a lesser degree, the Hercules Incredible Journeys, because they were sister shows. Fandom, it reigned supreme.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just the Kevin Sorbo of it all, but I've kind of blocked out most of anything I've ever known about.
Yeah, Hercules was boring in comparison. It was a boring show. Yes. We know when she knew Gabrielle wanted to be buried with Xena. Yeah, that was definitely Joxer. Oh God, you know what? People either hated Joxer. I actually really liked Joxer. Like even though he was annoying, like I actually enjoyed him quite a bit.
Oh my gosh. Fan vids, like clips remixed to songs. I love that.
But yeah, so the fan fiction was such a very, very large part of the fandom community that there were giant catalogs of websites just full of fan fiction. And this was even before I don't know if fanfiction.net was online, um, or if these websites existed before fanfiction.net. Don't quote me on that. I am not sure when
I think I
fanfiction.net was
think
online.
fanfiction.net, if it existed, it had a very small
Yeah.
following. There was also like alt.fic, which was like alternative fiction press.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of, but yeah, a lot of just like homebrewed fan websites that happened to be focused around fan fiction for sure.
Yeah. So that was big, like the fan fiction websites. Yeah. They said that even it may be even possible that Xena itself popularized, I cannot talk, the term altfic, that it might have actually started with Xena. Um, so romantic fan stories about a pair creating an enormous body of work because we had like nothing to go off of. I know there was the term Uberfic in the Xena community, which basically said it's basically Xena and Gabby, but it's in an alternate timeline or
Mm-hmm.
an alternate life. So let's say like they're cowgirls in the 1950s, but somehow it's
Yeah.
Xena and Gabrielle, but they have different names and
Mm-hmm.
it's like a different story altogether, but somehow it's them just in alternate like bodies or alternate lifetimes. And that was like an incredibly popular thing for people to do, so much that
Mm-hmm.
I think some people even printed copies of some of these like novels that they wrote online. Like it was like hardcore. And like somebody said before, when the season ended or the show ended in season 6, people were really, really sad. So they gathered up together several of the best fanfic writers and made virtual new seasons of Xena
Mm-hmm.
in a script format
I love that.
for television as if it would have aired, and they have like the scripts and like they have the action descriptions like in between like the lines and everything. And there was a woman who created artwork for these fan made continuation seasons, and the artwork is fantastic. It's beautiful. I think you can still find it. Like if you type in and Google the Xena virtual subtext seasons, hopefully the website is still active because this would have been in the mid 2000s that this all went up. So it's getting pretty old. But I mean, I was invested. I was like reading them and I was like, yeah. And like I could imagine the show in my head, the virtual episodes in my head. And it was like actually like very,
Yeah.
very
I mean,
good.
Tiffany, we've kind of been all over the place. We're just free farm chatting about everything. Well, now there are fanfics everywhere, though. I mean, if
Oh,
you look up
everywhere.
that, yeah, I mean, you could go to like Archive of Our Own or
Hmm.
fanfiction.net and find lots of those two pairing. I think you're right that they kind of
Yes.
established a trope of lesbian, well, what would later become lesbian fiction and like romance novels that are written, but originally was just fan fiction. And because of the like one's the bigger stoic brunette and one's the
Oh, I
fluffy
know. Like the
happier,
whole,
yeah.
you got, or I like to call it the black cat golden retriever trope. And I
Mhm.
have to say, in many relationships I have been in, I have been part of that dynamic. And I can't help it. Sun and moon girls, black cat golden retrievers. It's a thing. It is a thing.
Mhm.
Yes.
Bulgarian is the language that they sing in, and the funeral song is Hebrew.
Oh, that's why I love that funeral song so much. So I'm of a Sephardic Jew descent. So
Mhm.
actually that makes a lot of sense. Now that you said that, I did not know that. Yeah.
Thank you for the repost, Tiffany.
Yeah. So the main theme is based on a Bulgarian folk singing or folk song. which you can look that up. And I never can say it properly, but there was this group that went, I think, platinum and got like a Grammy, and it was called The Mystery of Bulgarian Voices. And they did a version of that folk song. And the main theme for Xena is a slightly altered version of
Oh,
the song.
yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So Bulgarian folk singing is very, very interesting. And like tracing my lineage, like, because that's another thing. When I first like listened or like watched the show, the music just, it grabbed me. And then I did Ancestry, and then it was showing me where I was from. That's one of the places
Hmm.
that my ancestors
That's
come from. And
awesome.
I was like, no way. Cause like I would hear that, and I heard that like that I forget, it's like a bagpipe, but it has a different name. And I would hear that, and I was just like jolted back to like another lifetime or something like that.
Hmm.
Um and it was just like, whoa. And then I like did my research. I'm like, well, I'll be, that was like calling back
Tiffany,
from the ancestors.
Tiffany said, I knew I was a different kind of girl when I liked Xena and my gal pals didn't.
Right.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So I'm like, whoa. Yeah. So like my mom's side is German and my dad's side is Sephardic Jewish. I know, right? Crazy. A crazy ancestry to have, especially right now with the state of the country. Like I'm like,
Hmm.
oh my God. Like I've been on edge for 2 years. I can't. But anyway, we're not talking about that. I also have a love for ancient history because of Xena. Though, like how like Greek mythology was really popular in the mid to late 90s. How it
Yeah.
was like a trend. Like remember we had Disney's Hercules. Like everybody was like into the Greek mythology for
Yeah, there was
some
definitely like a
reason.
retelling of retelling of
Like
those
it was
kinds
a
of
thing.
stories.
Like it was super popular. Kind of like how like everybody was into Gregorian chants for a little bit of music. Well, like it was just like all these random things would happen. But right, got an A in Greek mythology. Yes. That was why my brother liked to watch the show with me, because he was a Greek mythology nerd. So yeah.
Then they go beyond. Well, I mean, we've already talked about they go just beyond Greek mythology too, and get into Norse mythology
Yeah, they
towards
get
the
into
end.
lots, and they went to India, dabbled in obviously the mythology of the Bible a little bit, and they do a lot of stuff. And obviously at the very end, we've got like Japan and stuff like that too.
Hmm.
So, and Rome, yep, Rome. But Rome and Grecian gods were kind of almost the same. They just had different names.
I love Lucy Lawless. Just period.
Yeah.
I love. Yeah, I pay attention whenever she shows up in something for sure. She's a really cool person in general. So
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I was gonna.
oh, lost you.
Uh, yeah, I'm about to bring up something.
She will be back. I am so excited that so many of you tuned in and
Okay, people were asking, "Oh, you can't see all of me." Cuts me off. That doesn't
oh,
work.
that's so cool. Okay, you're in the middle, right? But you can't. Let me see if I can flip
If
our
you make me
position.
big, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why won't it let me? That's weird. Hold on. It doesn't want me to show you.
So I'll just wait.
Why? Why does it not want to let me?
If I'm in the middle of doing something and you try to do it, then it'll be a problem. So I'm gonna just not do anything and see if it'll let you do it.
Okay. Oh, maybe the problem was that your screen was paused. Yeah, let me try it again.
And that way it won't like kill my photo.
It's still not letting me.
Oh yes, when Lucy Lawless played Lucretia in what was that called? Was that Spartacus was the show? And then she got all naked for real, and then everybody was like begging Renee O'Connor to be in the show and make a cameo. All these thirsty lesbians were like, please, Renee, get in the show.
That's amazing.
And then Renee was like, no.
Is that? Well, that's
No. Oh,
worse. That's definitely worse.
no.
Why did
Like
it do that?
there should be a way that you can like have a guest be bigger.
Yes, there is. I'm supposed to be able to just click on you and say switch spots, but it's like grayed out. Um, so that's not working.
That's annoying. Well, I guess we're just gonna. Oh,
Hold on. Let me see if I can switch
yeah.
spots with you now.
Do it now. Yeah.
No. Why won't you let me switch spots? This is dumb. I don't like it.
This is bad.
If anybody has any tips in the comment section.
Why don't I know this scene now? I'm gonna have to look. Oh, in Spartacus, yeah, like I'm pretty sure there's like a scene where Lucy Law's like completely naked, and then like the other character, they're kind of having like a semi like threesome situation with her and like another character, and like I couldn't watch it because I think it was on a show. I know she's practically naked most of the show, but I think it was on a network I couldn't watch. It might have been on HBO, so like I had to look at bits and pieces of it on, or look at it really badly, like pirated on. Yeah.
Why? This is dumb.
Yeah, because I want to have the full portrait so that I can show you some of the. What would happen if I can't do anything? It's your live, but like I don't know. Like, are you able to like go like this and like swipe between, like, like swap like windows or something? Like you can't like go like.
No.
It doesn't. I'm not sure because I haven't done my own live in a second.
That would be really cool if I could.
Yeah.
Does somebody else want to join? You don't even have to say anything. I just need to put somebody else in a box to see if
Mary Ann should join. She's a huge Xena fan if she's still in here, but she's probably like, no.
just because I think with more people in boxes, I might have more fluidity as well.
Oh, see, now look, it's taller. Let me see if that makes a difference. Here, I'm going to see if that works. Yeah, there we go. That's better. So I went to the convention, and what I was going to say is Lucy Lawless is amazing. She's an amazing person. Not only did she like portray a great character in Warrior Princess, but like she is that fighter in real life. Like that is her. Like she is a triple Aries. She's an Aries sun, an Aries moon, and an Aries rising. She's fought for wildlife. She got arrested protesting against oil rigs. I think she's also got in trouble recently with like something having to do with Gaza. I don't remember, but like she's always been a fighter for the little guy, and she's great. She's hilarious. She's a joker. One of my favorite celebrities and very personable in person. You could get a photo shoot at the convention. So this was the 2025 Xena convention. I dressed up as a minor character that was based on the Celtic warrior queen Boudica. Unfortunately, my armor did not make it on the plane flight back. So I still have the small pieces. I have all the other pieces of the costume, including the belt, but that breastplate was, it did not make it. But I got my photo, and that's all that mattered. I also threw that thing together in 2 weeks or 3 weeks because of the fires in LA. I didn't know if the convention would actually happen. So I was like, it's happening. Okay, it's happening. And then I like threw it together. So yeah, because that's what ADHD does. What else?
Absolutely. If there's anybody in the chat that
anybody can
wants to tell any personal, what does Xena mean to you? And you don't have to have your camera on by any means. So
picture of the one episode, the Rheingold trilogy, which I thought was one of the best arcs in the show, the Norse trilogy. But yeah, without Xena, I would have been very confused. Ariane is coming in. Hey, girl.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, hey, how you guys doing?
pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just excited to be here.
Yay!
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I'll show my face in a little bit. Do I just push the video thing with the cross on it?
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
you want to come on camera, the little camera, you just touch it to make it come on if you want to, but you don't have to.
Okay, sounds good.
You don't have to.
So, if you want to talk about how old you are when you discovered Xena and kind of what it's meant to you, we'd love to hear it.
Okay, I'm just gonna come on here.
Yeah.
I never did this before, so okay. Hello.
Hello.
Well, I started watching Xena when it aired in the 90s. It came out September 4th, and my birthday's October 16th, Lucy's son's birthday, and I was sleeping and I woke up, at like 10 a.m. on my birthday, and the news was on, and it was like, oh, Lucy just had her baby, and I was like, best birthday ever.
That's so cute.
Yeah, that was awesome. But Xena has always been my favorite show, and I just don't think any other shows can compare to it. I've literally watched Xena so often, I know like every single line. It's my favorite. And, anybody I meet, I'm like, let's watch Xena. Let's watch Xena.
Right?
They watch it with me, and then I will add them on the Facebook groups, and I have people come to my house dressed in costumes when I was a kid. It was so fun. I love it. And it's cool because everyone ends up loving it too. But then there was like people in like middle school, they were just like, oh, you're gay. You're gay.
Right.
And I'm obsessed with Madonna too. I've seen her.
Yeah, I see. Is that you have
That's
Lucy and Madonna on your? Yeah,
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I saw Madonna a bunch of times in concert too. That was fun. And so I was like 6 when the show came out, and then it ended in 2001, but I've been watching it still. But yeah, like I said, everyone was like, "Oh, you're a lesbian." I didn't even know what a lesbian was yet. I was like,
right.
Yeah.
yeah, like I went to my friend, I asked about it, and she's like, I said, what's a lesbian? And she told me. I was like, I was sad for like 2 seconds, and I was over it, and I was just like, yep, I guess I'm a lesbian. But then right after that happened, I didn't tell anybody or admit to it yet, but then Madonna kissed Britney and Christina, and I was like,
yeah, 2003 VMAs.
Arrest me now, arrest me now.
Oh my God, and that outfit she wore too, that like tuxedo outfit. Oh my God, and she had the cane. Oh, I was like, oh, this is
definitely some Dommy Mommy energy there for sure.
I want an outfit like that really bad. I need that Madonna outfit.
I just want to say one quick thing though about Madonna. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay,
this
so
is Gay2K. Anything that was gay that happened between 95 and 2009.
Okay, awesome. Because I saw a couple of her concerts, but the one the one at Sticky and Sweet tour I went to, I was in the front row. Okay, and I was recording Madonna, and then she started dancing like right in front of my face, and I'm recording, and she literally drops her ass on my face and is just twerking in my face, and then threw her sunglasses at me, and I caught them in midair, and I hit the wall. I put them in my bra, and I was taking karate at the time, because I'm Xena, and so I'm being attacked. There's men in my bra, women all over me, and like. It was crazy. And then, I won the glasses. I wasn't going to give them up. So, I still have them. I can show you guys. But, I ended up meeting the Madonna drag queen, or I don't know, her name is Madiva. She was on a show called Obsessed, and she was obsessed with Madonna. So that was cool.
Nice.
So I'll just show you guys the glasses real quick, and we can go back to Xena. But yeah, they're heart-shaped glasses. But they're right here.
I love, yeah.
It's a broken heart. Madonna, fix my heart. Yeah. So.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
No problem. Are you on the Facebook groups, Xena?
I am not on any Facebook groups.
Oh, okay. Because I post a lot
on Facebook to message people once in a while. I'm rarely ever on Facebook. I just use it to message people usually.
Yeah,
Because
I use
Facebook would
that's
take
the same. I have
yeah.
Facebook. I have an account. I use Facebook Messenger, but I don't really post on Facebook. So,
Also, I have a lot of photos on there from like 15 years of my life. So that's another reason I don't delete it because I have to get all
right.
those
It's like a
photos.
little time
Well,
capsule.
It
I post
is.
I post in like the two largest Xena groups, and I make like a lot of different Xena videos and everything. I put them on my TikTok too if you ever want to check them out. They're
Yeah,
really good.
definitely.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, no, Xeno's huge for a lot of people. Like for me, just like Arian, I wouldn't have known that I was gay, I think, without this show. Like I think I was able to figure it out quicker because this show existed. And I just, what I liked so much about the show is that, you know, some shows like later on, the whole plot of the show was people being gay. Like obviously like the L word, that like that was
Hmm.
like the whole plot of the show. This show was just like, oh, we're just being badasses and we just happen to love each other. And I thought that was so cool. Like it was just so natural. And unfortunately, it has ruined me for romantic relationships to this day because I
Yeah.
have such high expectations. No, I'm serious.
No,
Like
yeah.
I'm writing an album right now, right? So like I'm recording a music album and this show is a huge influence on that because my album is basically got the aesthetic of like lesbian nights, right?
Hmm.
Like that's Xena right there. Like that was a huge part of that. A huge part of like my personality and wanting to be this badass all of the time
For
and
sure.
throw a sword around and be all like my darling, I guess. I don't know. And then being mad when things don't work out.
Yeah. I like that you said that you have a crush on them too, because that's such a like a duality of life. Like, do you want to be this person? Do you want to be with this
Well,
person?
and
Like
that's the crazy
both and.
thing. It's like to me, like I said, it's like my two types of women I like it's like them. Like I swear. Like and I feel like personality wise, I'm like a combination of the two of them too. Like I feel like there's parts of me that's more Xena, there's parts of me that's more Gabrielle. But also I'm freaking Autolycus as well. Like I'm on I have major jester energy. Like
Hmm.
I am big time jester energy, big time chaotic good energy. Um like obviously like I'm not really butch, I'm not really femme, I'm kind of like in the in between. So like I'm in that little middle square all the time. I'm in the Alice window.
Hmm.
Like that is me. I am in the Alice window.
I
I
don't
am in the
consider
middle.
myself I don't consider myself like lipstick or anything. I just
Yeah.
tell everyone I'm chapstick lesbian.
Yeah, I guess that's what I am too. I don't know. Like there's so many categories and I'm just like I can't keep up with them all. So I'm just like what do you think I am? Like I don't know.
With me? Or oh, you
Y'all
guys.
need to look at Callisto's facial expressions when she's close to Xena. Oh, she's like they're like an enemies sexual tension situation.
Hmm.
Like the two of them. Like Xena, well, I also feel like Callisto was very mentally ill though. Like she was at the point where she was always I believe in a break with reality
Mm.
because such bad things had happened to her that she was suffering from all types of mental disorders because of her trauma. So like I feel like she had PTSD. I feel like she probably was like borderline or like some type of weird like she had like one she was obsessed with Xena in every way possible. Like it was just all twisted and
You guys remember the part when
yeah.
Xena and Gabrielle went to a village and Xena was talking about her dark past and ruining one child's life.
Mhm.
And Callisto says she doesn't feel anything, but I sort of felt like I could see that she was feeling a little bit at least. Because it looked like she was going to cry at that moment. And then Gabrielle asked her when they were sitting by the fire if she felt anything. And then Callisto, said something, she was like, oh, I'll answer. But then she said horrible things, after that. But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, Callisto's a very interesting character too because I really love how Hudson Lake plays her. She really did a good job of playing someone that was just so damaged in this like psychotic, like this psychotic evil where like someone is like they only have one thing, one goal, which is to cause one person pain, but also like so much has happened to them that like almost in a Eileen Wuornos type of situation. That's how I saw Callisto. She was like Eileen Wuornos. Like she was made. She wasn't born like that. And that's how I felt like Callisto was like her. Yeah, Callisto suffered so much in the show, it clouded her ability to tell what was real and what was not, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely. Like and to play a character like that is just like so mentally off the walls. That's a difficult character to play. And like Hudson said that she put so much work into it that it started to like wear on her. And even to this day, like people will ask her to do the Callisto scream and she won't do it anymore because like she really went to a really dark place to portray that character. And she's like, I am not into doing something like that again because it was so serious.
When Xena kills her with a dagger and Xena says, no more living for you. Oh, yeah.
Right, that they lose themselves. Yeah. Some actors get so into their character that they start to lose their minds. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I think that's what Hudson said about that character. And that's why she won't do the scream anymore. But like there was just so much to the show. And perhaps
Keith Ledger is case in point for
sure. Keith Ledger. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Keith Ledger. Yeah, Callisto became a god for a second. Yeah, she was all over the place, man. She was crazy. But then that Alti was calculating. Alti was pure evil. Alti was scary. And those big lips. Alti lips.
Freaks me out. Her voice, it makes my skin crawl.
Hello, Xena. And she would just be like, she'd get like all low. No, Claire Stansfield.
You know, like, I thought it was crazy, you know, with the whole situation with Callisto, Hope, and, you know, killing.
Oh, yeah. I've always wanted to be inside you.
Yeah. That. I also think it's crazy that, Callisto helped kill Solon or whatever, but then Alti actually, took the soul.
I know. Alti was scary.
Which I don't know if that's maybe even worse than, I don't know, but that was pretty bad.
Yeah, like Alti, I feel like if they ever were going to try to reboot the series again, Alti would be the one that started all the shit again. Like, I feel like it would be Alti would be the main villain. Somehow Alti did some weird stuff. And that's how that Xena would be back or whatever. And they've tried to reboot the show, or there's been talks of them rebooting the show like multiple times, but it just didn't work.
They don't have rights or something, or
that's another thing I was going to bring up. Like, the ownership of the show is kind of in limbo, like copyright wise, and that's because like Universal didn't own the whole thing, so it's kind of like they don't really know who owns it, and that makes it complex. And like, I'm surprised that Universal just didn't just buy it all or just like make a deal with people, but like it's just really weird.
Is that probably the same for Hercules then? I mean,
yeah, but also like there's no demand for Hercules, but because a lot of people have begged for like a Xena reboot, and I just remember both Lucy and Renee saying the rights, there's something weird with the rights, like in multiple interviews. And my queer millennial heart, we need a Spice Girls on tour. Yeah,
no one likes Sorbo at all.
Nobody. He's the last. Alti would fuck with a person's soul in their past and future lives, right? That's why if they did reboot it, it would have to be Alti would have to be the main villain, I think, and hopefully not some new random character that they bring. I hate when they do that. Like, it's like you can bring them in, but then also have an old one too. Like, no demand for Hercules. Yeah. I actually, I went to Universal Studios Orlando when there was still a Xena attraction.
Remember that?
Like way back in the day. And I remember
like a stunt show? Was that
yeah,
what it was?
yeah. There was like some sort of stunt show. Yeah. And interestingly enough, in their second park, Islands of Adventure, they had a whole land that was kind of dedicated to myths and legends. And sometimes I wonder, like, if Xena had been more successful,
If they weren't planning to do something
if they were
there.
planning to make Xena an entire land. Now, some people say that that was based on the theme park, Animal Kingdom's myths, like fantasy area not working.
Yeah.
Everybody came over to Universal to do that. But when I would walk around in Lost Continent area, it's very Xena. Like the whole thing looks like an episode of Xena. And I was like walking around with a Xena shirt, and one of the workers were like, "Hey, it's Xena!" And I was like taking pictures like with the statues of the ruins of one of the attractions and stuff like that. And it's so fun.
I mean, that whole place has been
Yeah.
gutted. Like half of it went to Harry Potter,
Right.
and then the other half is
Yeah,
they're
I
getting rid of
wonder.
it now.
I
so.
wonder what they're going to do with it now, because I've heard that they're about to rip it down. So who knows? Who knows what it's going to be? That's kind of like off topic, but I feel like Universal as like a company and NBC are doing so well that they probably, something like Xena is just not in their mind. You know, they got Wicked now, they got
Yeah.
all this other stuff they're working on.
I think because they don't have the rights to the X-Men anymore, but they have like a Storm ride on that side.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, the thing about
what a Wicked
that
ride right
is with
there.
the Marvel area was when that contract was placed, Marvel was still kind of a private company and Disney didn't own it. And in the contract, it said in perpetuality, which means forever.
Literally, they can be the only theme park in Florida. Just the state of Florida, though.
So
Disney can build.
So that's why they're sitting on it, because they don't have to do anything about it, even though Disney owns Marvel, but Disney can't put any Marvel rides in their parks in Orlando. So, but I think maybe someday, maybe they'll gut that area or they'll retheme it to DC is probably what they'll do. Because if it were me, I would be like, make Gotham. Just make it Gotham. And as much as I love Spider-Man, and I'd hate to lose that ride, that's a phenomenal ride. You know, Batman, the Joker, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, everybody in those franchises are every bit as popular as the Marvel characters, and that would be the easiest way to fix that area.
Do you think that the copyright issue has anything to do with why Xena is like on no streaming sites?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was on Amazon for a little while, but why you have trouble finding it a lot? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's
The royalties
free on
are split
Roku
there.
channel too. If nobody knows that.
So, what? Sorry.
The Roku channel. So if you have like a Roku TV, I heard that you can watch in there. I bought it on Prime even when it was streaming, but I also have the DVDs too.
Yeah, I have the DVDs too, which I'm about to go get another DVD player because I'm sick of streaming. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Because it's been annoying lately.
Yeah.
Xena's been on Tubi TV as well. Yeah, I think so. On Tubi. Yeah, and if someone says, I know Six Flags has the right to certain DC characters, Superman, etc. Yeah. So it's kind of weird. Like with the Xena, we're thinking, you know, who knows about like reboots, movies, stuff like that. And we were just saying like Universal has so many other properties they're working with right now. This is probably like something that it wouldn't even be on their radar.
Oh, I want to say when I was on Facebook the other day, I saw this video and it was Wonder Woman, and they said that how come it took 37 years to remake Wonder Woman? So I posted, you know, it's been 30 years. We need another Xena.
Right.
So I wish everybody's been wishing for so long.
But get it right, for God's sake, get it right. Like I don't want them to make something and then make it stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like do not like murder it. Like, you know, like everybody was pissed off with Star Wars and those sequels, and
I heard that I heard or whatever that Robert Tappert doesn't want to mess with it because it's already perfect. That's just something that I heard.
Yeah.
So, you know, it could be true, but you know, but like I said, Xena is the best, and I wouldn't want that to get ruined.
Yeah, because just imagine if they did do some sort of like sequel or reboot and it was horrible. You know, like I wouldn't want that. I like it because the fans are so loyal, and you know, watching Disney like disregard fans of Star Wars was just a very horrible
And you know what?
thing to watch.
if they had like a Xena thing come out now, it would probably definitely be more openly gay,
Right.
you know. So
Mhm.
that would be cool.
Yeah. I think maybe not even like calling it Xena, but something in the same spirit of like, a legendary warrior meeting a person who lives a very closed life and, guiding her through, like you could not I'm not saying like copy it exactly, but like you could take that blueprint and recreate it in a way that's
Yeah,
like
you could.
honoring the show.
You could, and I don't know if there will ever be anything like Xena again. It was so unique for its time. You know, we were in a time before social media. We were in a time where the internet was here, but it was still really new. We still had the 90s optimism, pre 9/11. Like, you can't recreate a time like that. You can't recreate that type
Yeah.
of magic. It's
Also,
just not
also Xena
possible.
had I'm pretty sure it was the first maybe transgender person as
Ah,
well.
I'm glad that you
So
brought that up because I was going to talk about that too. Here she comes, Miss Amphipolis. I have some photos. Yeah, so
She's bringing up proof. She has her pictures. Mm,
mhm.
mm, interesting.
the plot of a Xena episode for Miss Congeniality. And so, but one of the people that's participating is a trans woman, or I guess you could say like a cross dresser. But I think this person did go by she pronouns. So I'm not sure. But basically, like she finds out because she snatches the person's wig off, right? And then Miss Artifice, she's like, don't like blow my cover, like this is the only time I can be myself, and here I do such a good job and everybody loves me as Miss Artifice. And then Xena's like, okay, because she's like, why are you like a man, because she's thinking like she's one of the people that's trying to off like the princess she's protecting or whatever. And she's like, no, 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 I'm just here for me, I'm here for me because this is the only time I can be me. So this was probably one of the very first portrayals of like a trans woman that was just kind of like, yeah, have at it. And like she wasn't the joke. It was just like she was like a side plot, like a side story. And that was it. And like at the very end, like Xena like is like she wins, but she's like, I need to step down. And then two other people step down. And then so Miss Artifice wins the competition, the trans woman, and then like gives her a big smooch. So basically subverting all of the expectations
And the look
of
on
everybody.
Gabrielle's face.
And Gabrielle's like what's going on?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a classic. Another one.
Yeah, and then Miss Artifice, yeah, she showed up. Everyone's like, Xena, the warrior princess, but it was actually Miss Artifice.
Yeah, because you know how they do the different like performances. So like Miss Artifice comes out and she's like, I'm a warrior princess, and that's like her talent act or whatever.
I'm a queen.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I'm a queen. Yeah, and that's like her like talent act or whatever. And yeah, Gabby was very jealous. She was highly jealous of that moment. Gabrielle was jealous a lot.
Yeah.
She was always like looking at people when they were all up on Xena and making faces and being mad and it wasn't, they weren't the only gay, there were a lot of gay characters.
I was just about to mention
Salmonius.
Salmonius. I love him. He's so freaking funny.
Salmonius was so gay. Now they never said he was gay, but he was so gay coded, and he was always up to hijinks all the time, and his fabulous little con artist self, like like doing whatever, like big time, like Harvey Firestein energy, big time.
Xena was like, leave it on, it becomes you.
Yeah, yeah. And then that other guy in that one episode who was like, well, maybe I can be his sidekick. What was that guy's name? I gotta find that one.
Trying to remember.
Oh, this isn't the guy, but this is the guy that Vidalis or whatever, that he liked him. So Piedman was a warlord, and then there was this merchant called Vidalis, It was basically like they all got stuck in this like episode together, and he was like, maybe he could use a sidekick too. And he starts following him around.
That's funny. Yeah.
And then what was really funny is in the virtual subtext seasons, they have an episode where they meet up with them again. Of course, time has passed because of the whole time flux situation, but they're still together and they're married.
Oh,
Like,
man.
it's so cute. Like the two guys. So like it's really
He
fun.
plays Pompey too.
Yeah. So like there were so many like gay characters. There's another picture of them like and
Love it.
her, like crowning Miss Artifice as the winner of the beauty competition.
That's amazing.
Gosh, they raised Eve to get like look at this little lesbian family. Like
Yeah.
like look how gay this it like
Yeah, out of context, if you show anybody that picture, anybody's gonna be like, no, that's a lesbian couple. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
yeah, Palamon. I can't remember everybody's names because there were so many minor characters that my brain it just doesn't hold on to everything. But yeah, and then like remember in the episode where they find out that Xena's pregnant, and then like Ares comes out of nowhere and he's like, "Oh, look, I didn't know you were looking for a father." And then Xena's like, "I'm not," and he's like, "Well, clearly somebody got the job," and she's like, "Yeah, Gabrielle."
Yeah.
I loved that. Yeah, technically, yes. Eve doesn't have a dad. She has 3 moms. Yeah. How that is so gay. That is like the gayest. That is so gay. She has 3 moms. Yeah. But no, seriously, like this whole show and the fact that like other people watched this and said that this isn't gay, like I'm like, how did you not see this? Like there are people even to this day that will Dadriel. I was like I stand Dadriel. There are people to this day that says they were just good friends, like, and I'm just like, how did we watch the same show?
Yeah, like what world
How?
are you living in?
Dadriel. Dadriel with abs, Abriel, and muscle. Oh my god! Like Gabrielle gets so hot, like in the last 2 seasons, and
You know, I think she's hotter because of how she transformed and ended up in those last 2 seasons. Even though I like the long hair on her, I don't know, she makes it look real sexy and just like I don't know, she's just I love it.
she gets so buff, and like I'm just like God, I wish I could get that buff, but also I'm just like, oh, it's so hot. Like it's just like I don't know, like her character arc is just amazing. It's amazing, and I hope that I am currently in my own character arc of that caliber because that's what I'm trying to do is have a character arc right now, and I think it's going really well. I really do. Like I'm doing my album, my music, which is inspired by female warriors and being a lesbian knight and stuff like that, and like this is a big influence, and I'm hoping that like that's the type of glow up that I can have. I have something else that I was going to do, but now we should mention the Subaru connection too. The Subaru connection to Xena.
What?
Yes, this is a good one for the deep cuts and gays. So Subaru had this thing where they realized that for some reason there were a lot of gay women buying their cars. They did not know why, but they like did the research and realized that there were a lot of lesbians buying Subarus. And apparently they took this so far that during a major premiere of like a new season of Xena, they ran a Subaru campaign commercial around the premiere of the show. And you probably can't see this very well, but this license plate says Xena.
Yeah, it's Xena Lover.
Yeah.
That's
So like they
amazing.
ran several commercials that said stuff like in an ambiguous way, but like everybody knew what it meant during the Xena premiere of like a new episode or whatever it was. And
That's
like it
amazing.
was a
Genuinely.
thing.
That's the
Like,
funniest thing I've
And the
ever
fact,
seen.
and I don't know if that's where the like the whole stereotype started was with Xena, or if it was already kind of there and then like Xena made it huge. I'm not sure.
I think the stereotype had been there already,
Yeah.
but
like that was
that's
that like
fine.
all of this is connected. But you know, whenever people are like they weren't gay, I'm just like that was the last episode. So you know, if you want to say that that's not gay, okay, whatever. But you know,
the mother of all sapphics. Okay.
yeah, they were the mother of all sapphics. They were the original WLW. They're the original Yuri. They are. Ooh, that was
Thank
a
you for
clickety
the
clack.
friendship necklaces, Kinsey.
Clack. They are the original Yuri. Like I call them the mothership because they didn't even have a name because they were so early. You know, like how everybody like pushes the names together. Like there's no Zabby or anything like that. I just call it mothership.
Oh, Zabby. That's cute though.
Yeah, like
but
it's mothership. It's the mothership, and that's what it will be called because it was.
Sorry, my dog is freaking out, and I'm not sure why.
You're good.
So
water transfer. That wasn't just a water transfer, right? Yeah. You can also watch Unconscious Xena kiss Gabrielle back. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Whenever people say they've never seen it before, I'm like, you need a history lesson, babe. Especially
that's the whole point of this podcast. So I appreciate you guys bringing your knowledge to.
Especially if they're younger than me. I'm just like, and then like I was seeing someone, and she was like, this show is dumb. I'm like, respect your elders.
Good.
I was like, take it back right now. You know nothing.
Oh, can I say something?
Yeah.
So when I was in middle school, you know, I watched Xena since I was like 5, 6 years old, but a lot of the kids didn't really watch it. They watched like shows for younger people. So when I would talk about it in school all the time, people would make fun of it because they knew nothing about it. So one day I did a project on Xena and Lucy. And so at the end of my project, I showed the ending for One Against an Army.
Oh,
You know, that crazy fight scene. Right. Nobody made fun of Xena to me ever again after I showed that to them. Never again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was so happy about that.
Yeah, no, it's a very fundamental show for a lot of people, especially for millennials before we had the representation, because we really just didn't have much at all. And I honestly do contribute this show for me not having like comp head or whatever, for me knowing who I was by being out by 19. That is, it is this show, because like I said, you know, I was raised in a very conservative house, went to church multiple times a week, went to a Christian school. How the heck else was I supposed to figure out who I was? But I did, because there was a lot of fanfic online.
Yeah, thank God we grew up with the internet era, right? Like,
oh my God, that fanfic. Oh no. That was really bad. Like when I found the certain fanfic and I was like, oh, I was like, something is happening. And I was like, I gotta get the cord, I gotta pull it out of the wall and run up the stairs. And
oh yeah, you told me that story. You had a panic moment.
Because I had never felt like that before. Like I never knew what feeling certain things in one's body was like until that moment. And I was like, oh no.
Jesse, thanks for coming by and hanging out in the chat. For sure.
Yeah, thanks, Jess. Wow. Yeah, thank you for coming in, everybody. Yeah. So yeah, no, that was bad. I still remember it and being like, so what does this mean? We'll get back to that later. I was just like, we'll deal with it later. And it was always me being like, we're gonna deal with it later. Yes. We're gonna deal with it later. We're gonna deal with it later.
So, yeah, so fair for sure.
Because it was too much for me to deal with at the time. Like if I had to actually come face to face with the gravity of the situation when I was 13, 14, 15 years old, I don't think that I would have had the mental capacity to be able to face it. So I had to keep suppressing and just, you know,
Right.
keeping it out like of my mind and keep pushing it into the deep subconscious of
Well, and like you said,
yeah.
even if you just discover it through fan fiction, it's not something anybody was talking about. They didn't even talk about it on the show. I mean, not directly, right? So
No, but it was still there, and like I guess I should have about how attached I was to Xena. Oh, you feel like you should have known earlier. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It was big. Like and there was something about like just the whole romanticism of the whole thing too has like ruined me because it's just like soulmates. Someone knows you so deeply, and we would go to the ends of the earth and we'll reincarnate together. And I am
so many times,
I
almost die
am
for each other over
because
and over.
that's not how love works. And I've been looking for something that dramatic and soul crushing and I've been looking for that understanding and I have never felt that understanding. And then I'm mad and I'm 36 years old. And I'm like, where is my understanding? And it is not here because that's not how it works. But I'm optimistic. I do remain optimistic that someone will enjoy my plucky, quirky, jester, switchy, chapstick ass someday.
It'll happen.
And all in good time. Xena climbs up. There's a bunch of our expectations for love, right? Xena climbs the cliff in the middle of a lightning storm with Gabrielle attached to her, right? That was absurd. I'm 34 and I'm there with you, right? Don't lose hope. I'm not losing hope. I have been the most hopeful I have been in a very long time. I've been the most optimistic I have been in a very long time. I've lost over 53 pounds. I'm feeling good. I'm meeting a bunch of new people through TikTok in particular. Got a whole new like look on life and having a good time. I'm just Xena looking for my Gabrielle. I'm me looking for my somebody. Yeah. Who also is somewhat dramatic, but in a different way than me. And hopefully is way more organized than me because I am so messy. I know what I am. I am my Commander Shepard looking for my Liara Tassoni.
Oh.
That's me.
That's a whole other ship that we could talk about. Oh
yeah, that's me. I'm Commander Shepard.
Should we schedule that next?
Yeah, that's who I am. That's a badass redhead who's also a little bit awkward, but is like, no, we're not going to do it that way. And then it's like, I like that alien girl over there.
See, what I love about Mass Effect is that you could play it either way. You know, like Shepard is a get yourself a person who can do both, right? Like you can be a paragon and be all diplomatic,
right? Or you could be kind of mean. And just be like, no, bitch.
Or you can kick people off of buildings for fun.
Right. Or slap the reporter over and over. Every time that reporter comes, I'm just like smack every time. Like, I don't care. I'm like beating the reporter up, just like Bjork did. When Bjork was like, get away from me, bitch. And she starts like pulling her hair. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my God. Lost Girl? I feel like Lost Girl is 2010s, but I'm not opposed to
that's not
talking
Gay2K. But it is gay, but it's not.
It is so gay. It is wildly gay.
But and I know that show would not exist without Xena. So that's actually on my list of shows that were, I think, directly influenced by Xena. So Lost Girl, definitely. The 100, definitely. Even Buffy to a certain degree.
Yeah, I think Buffy and Xena influence each other when the especially Xena, like Buffy eventually introduced a character that was a god. I think season 5 of Buffy, there's a character named Glory, and sorry, I was getting a phone call. There's a character named Glory, and I think that's like an exact like that happened because I'm getting another request. Amanda, I don't know when you requested this, but if you want to come up, I'm accepting you up right now. Okay. And I don't know why it put you in the corner box.
Can you go open the garage door? Can someone open the garage door? It's yours, and you can adapt it.
Did you mean to request up? I love when this happens.
I have to take it around.
I don't know if she did.
No, it's not.
No. Okay, I'm gonna drop you. Sorry.
Yeah,
If
just
you meant to come up, re-invite yourself.
Yeah, if you want to, just.
It's possible that had been sitting there for a while and I just wasn't paying attention, so I apologize.
But no, there were a lot of influences, a lot of shows that wouldn't exist without it. Another one that I honestly feel like is a spiritual successor to Xena is Winona Earp. In fact, I think Winona Earp is so close to Xena, you could almost say that it is a Xena Uber fiction. And let me tell you how. I see that Winona is Xena reincarnated, but instead of it being her lover, Gabrielle is her sister. So in that life, they're sisters. But like her sister Waverly is very Gabrielle. She's very
Yeah.
Gabrielle in her personality, in her nature, and her wanting to be good. And she's even half angel in that series. She's half angel.
Lucy was
So
supposed to be their mom. That's so badass.
I know. Can
believe
you
that.
imagine if Xena? I was like, Lucy Lawless, why did you not take that role? I'm like, you could have made the most legendary cameo of all time.
and then
Why did you not?
her girlfriend or wife, you should say, Nicole Hott, right?
Yeah.
She's,
Oh yeah, I got some Nicole Hott vibes too. Now that I'm thinking about that. Yeah, I can do a good Nicole Hott too, because that's another redhead. Yeah, see, I always play redhead characters too, you know. So yeah, Nicole Hott. Now that I'm thinking about that, that's a good one. Yeah, yeah. Winona's great. Winona Earp is probably the closest show to Xena that exists. I would say that it is, like I said, it's like its spiritual successor and like the little sister series to Xena. Because they're both supernatural dramas.
Yeah.
It's just that one's like the West. It's like it's like based on Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday lore and like Tombstone. So
Yeah, I guess if you think of it as just like another set of lore.
yeah,
then
it's very, very, very similar. Like in pacing, they also have their funny episodes that are like comedy episodes. And I can't remember if there's even a musical there might even be a musical episode. My brain is like, I'm trying to refresh my mind. I can't remember if they did a musical episode, but oh yeah. So if you like Xena, Winona is the closest show to it that I have seen. Like it is so close. Yeah.
Hi, Rugby
Hey,
Princess. How are you?
Hello.
Yeah, we're talking Xena, the gayest show of Y2K ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had scheduled till 4:30, but we can keep talking. But if anybody wants to make any closing, I mean, I think we're all sold. I think we all feel that this is it's incredibly important to the way that we view lesbian television stories, sapphic in general. Lesbian is narrow, sapphic in general. Television stories. It's pivotal for sure. I don't think there's a debate of that at this point. And I'm glad nobody came in the comments to be like, Xena's not queer.
Yeah.
Because that would have been hilarious.
Because nobody can argue with it now. People tried to do that 10 years ago or 15. Like, you can't. Well, because number one, like Xena or like Lucy Lawless herself has said they're married, man. Like, and she said that years ago. She's like, we agreed that in the end of the show they were together. Even all the producers were like, yeah, if you need to have someone canon saying it, yes, they're like, yes, gay, it's gay. Like everybody's like, it's gay. Like the producers, the writers, it's gay, it's gay, it's gay. So like, but of course they had to do it carefully because it was the 90s. You couldn't just have people be gay on TV. Like it was not. And to have something that was done in such a tricky way, in such a subtle way that I could still watch it and not get in trouble, but see myself, revolutionary.
Yeah.
I always thought it was so funny that episode where, you know, Michael Hurst is like playing that character and asking Xena and Gabrielle about their relationship and like the camera cuts out.
Oh yeah, and in like the alternate reality. Well, it's like this, technically. Oh god.
Tiffany, you bring up a great point, right? I think that's the the bury your gays trope is
Yeah.
alive and well. It was alive and well before that. It actually goes back to, Hays Code times when in early cinema you couldn't have a character that was immorally acting unless they were punished by jail or death.
I'll be right
Um,
back.
We got the stinking a children's hour situation and all that, like way long ago. So
yeah. But I mean, I do think we're okay.
is that you, Arian? Did she do that?
Oh, I think that, yeah, Arian, did you mean to do that? I hope so.
What? I was getting a phone call, but it was the Xena song.
Oh, that was her phone.
That's your phone? That's amazing.
Well, I thought you just sat on your TV remote and it like turned on something.
That was amazing. Yeah, I mean the Burrier tropes is the gays trope is still very much alive and well. I'm really glad that they didn't kill Will Byers.
Yes,
I
I
was
was
worried
worried
about
about that. Oh, spoilers. But I'm sure everybody has watched it by now.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. You know he doesn't die. That doesn't say
Yeah.
much.
So
Like, if you didn't know he was gay, I also outed him to you.
yeah, I was really worried about that. I was like, please don't kill him. Please don't kill. Like I was watching and I was like, don't kill him, don't kill him. I was like sitting there being like, don't do it, don't you do it. I was like, don't you do it. I got the spray bottle. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. That was me watching the
Well, I
last
mean,
episode.
hopefully we can get good sci-fi queer characters and that they don't suffer.
So you guys heard my ringtone?
What?
What did you guys say you heard or meant?
You heard your ringtone or something went off. The Xena theme was really loud.
Xena's theme went off. Yeah.
I was getting a phone call, so I guess you guys could hear my ringtone.
Oh, but why can't he have a boyfriend? Well, he was too busy trying to save everybody and probably stressed out.
I mean, we don't know, right? We don't know. They don't go into it. But he might have had something going on with another boy in school. We don't know. Like later, not like while it was happening, but in the like years between when the end of the world happened and graduation. That could have been a side story that they didn't mention, which is pretty crazy. Speaking of bury your gays, what about the disappearance of Vicky or whatever, if we're talking about? Yeah. I don't sorry, we don't need to talk about Stranger Things. But
Xena was the epitome of the tragic Greek hero. Okay, fair enough. But still.
Yeah.
Big spin-off and have him fall in love. Yeah. Yeah, no, like I'm so over Bury Your Gay. Like every time like we need stories. We need every kind of story. I guess bad and good, but we need more good than we need bad.
Evan Krieger, I don't know who you are. You haven't even been chatting in the chat, so I'm not gonna let you up, friend.
Random people makes me nervous.
But this was fun. Thank you guys for joining me and enlightening me. And yes, I want to go and I guess buy them all on Amazon so I can watch them.
Yeah. I don't know how much like the DVDs go for now. Because like Amazon also released a pretty cheap DVD set, not like the collector's editions that has all the special features and that, but just like the episodes. And those were pretty cheap at the time. They were, I think each season was only like $20 or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much it costs to get a single season digitally, like on the Amazon, but
yeah, I'll have to look into it for sure.
Do you do Xena stuff often or?
Nope.
No, this is their first
so
episode.
my podcast is just all it's huge. It's all queer pop culture from 1995 to 2009. So I've been doing like highlights of each kind of like show or each kind of character and like, you know, Xena was one that I don't myself know a whole lot about. So when Rachel was talking about it, I was like, yes, please, let's do Xena. Because I watched Xena, but like I said, I was a Buffy girl. It's a whole thing. But yeah, so I mean, I think if as I'm exploring it more, I think there's always room for
More Xena.
Yeah, a deep dive on a specific episode for sure.
Yeah. Well, if you have any other Xena stuff or just any '90s stuff, if you ever want me to join, I'll join. I love it. So.
And I'll always let you
Absolutely.
know. I'll always let you know, Ariel, because I know you're another 90s kid, another gay 90s kid. We're doing gay 90s shit. And then they brought back the McDonald's changeables, and I was like, hell yeah. And I'm going to get fat because I keep buying these Happy Meals over and over again. But I've got 1 in 3. So I guess there's 20 of them at least. So
What? You got to eat 20 Happy Meals?
I won't get all of them, but I'd really like the Boo Bucket one though. I'd like the Boo Bucket and at least like one of the hamburger like Transformers, and then I'll be like happy. But Xenite 4L will be at the 2026 XenaCon. I'm still thinking about it. I'm not sure. But my friend wanted to go to Vegas in the next like month or so, but I think I'm not going to do that. So I might have enough money. We will see.
Yeah, I might be going too. It's only going to be an hour for me, so.
Yeah.
Where is it? Like
in New Jersey. I'm in Pennsylvania.
For the first time ever. It usually has always been in Burbank, California, but they decided to do East Coast this year. So
I heard that Lucy really only goes to the one in California, but she's going to be here with Renee. So, I am so excited. And it's right where my birthday is, too. October.
You gotta go.
Yeah. I want to get my Xena costume, hopefully, and then, go in that.
Yeah, it was so fun. Like I went last year and it was amazing. Like you saw my picture that I took with Renee and Lucy, and everybody dresses in costume and stuff. And there's games, and there was a scavenger hunt. And the prize for the scavenger hunt was like a chakram replica, and that chick found it in 20 minutes. I'm like, how did you get this done in 20 minutes? Like I was like barely looking at it and she'd already found it. And I'm like, how? I was like, how in the world did you get that so quickly? But no, it's great. And you meet other fans, and Adrienne Wilkinson, who played Eve, she just had a booth. And you could just come up and talk to her whenever you wanted. And she was so sweet. Like I just had conversations about like just with her and stuff. And I remember like my costume was really like annoying to like move in. And I had dropped something like right next to her. And I was like, oh dear. And I was like trying to pick it up. And she was laughing. So I was just like, 1 second. And I'm like, and like trying to get my like wallet that I dropped, and she was just like laughing and laughing. And it's a great time. It's a great time. Yeah, I definitely recommend if you can go. Hopefully I can go. I'll see.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming up and talking with me and reliving some good Gay2K moments. And yeah, I do this all the time, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Well, actually, we're moving into like a icon era, so we're gonna be talking like TV hosts. So we got like Ellen and Rosie coming up, and then we got
new Madonna. Please,
we are doing Madonna. Yeah, we just recorded our Madonna.
Let me know when the Rosie episode is, because I got that Rosie O'Donnell Barbie. So like I want to be like. I want to be like, come up with the Barbie, be like, hey, everybody, it's me, Rosie O'Donnell. It'd just be stupid.
Yeah, absolutely.
She was in the movie with Madonna, League of Their Own.
Yeah,
right.
That was a great connection. I could do a live on just League of Their Own, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Come and join me and Madonna on the Rosie O'Donnell show, everybody. You cutie patooties. All right.
I'm gonna close down the live. But it was great meeting you and hanging out with you, Rachel. And we'll see you later.
Later. Again. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.